I was asked a really interesting question recently, and I would like to share the answer of this question with you guys. The question was, is your outlook on life an attitude that you've always had, or did you have to develop it through times of hardship? To tie into this question and to answer it properly, I do want to bring up an article that was released recently. I did an Instagram post for 2021, and I addressed that 2021 had the highest of highs and lowest of lows. In this article, they mentioned that the lowest of lows must have been about the public nature of the last few months of my life. Look, the last few months, they don't even scratch the surface of my lowest of lows and what I'm talking about when I speak of lowest of lows. And this ties into this question, because no, my outlook on life hasn't always been this way. I haven't always been about following your heart and, you know, living your life to the best of your ability. That's actually come with a diagnosis of aggressive multiple sclerosis. So in October 2018, I was diagnosed with MS. I was diagnosed with a very aggressive form. It was aggressive in nature. It came on hard and fast. I was at work in accounting and I tried to pick up a pen. I needed to write something for a client. I tried to pick up a pen and I couldn't. The initial shock was more, I can't really describe how I felt. I've never really been able to put it into words. This is why I haven't spoken about it in the last 3 years, because I don't quite know what to say. It has been just the most confronting thing to be dealt with in life. Not something that a 25-year-old would have ever expected. I then grabbed the pen with my left hand and I put it into my right hand and I tried to write. I was telling my hand to write and it just couldn't. I was sent to the emergency and from there, everything changed. Within a few weeks, I couldn't walk anymore. The entire of my right side was completely wiped out. And I was about to start a journey that I turned 26 during this process, that someone of my age, you're just not really ready for. I don't think you're ever ready for a diagnosis like this. But it's just, you see, no words. I have no words. It was and is still the most confronting thing to experience in life. So my outlook on life, I've always been quite a bubbly, positive person, absolutely. But when you're faced with aggressive multiple sclerosis, something changes. You are faced with a big question mark. You know, life, you suddenly have a big question mark that sits on the top of your head. And I always call this my good luck charm. MS and this question mark over my head, to me, is the luckiest thing that could ever happen to me. Because I was able to ask the hard, big, heavy questions in life. One, will I ever walk again? I had my neurologist answer that for me, with the only way a neurologist can answer a question like that, with, I don't know. So at 25 years old, I didn't know if I was going to walk again, and I realized I was not living my life to the best of my ability, and that I needed to address and change things in my life. And that started with me, realizing and learning that we're it in life. We are our reactions, we are our responses to everything that we're dealt. And it was up to me to change that. I wasn't happy. I was miserable. I didn't know if I was ever going to walk again, and I was living in regret. I didn't know what was going to happen to me. And due to the nature of MS, I still don't. I still live with the question mark every single day. It was hardship that created who I am. I think people think I'm probably a little bit crazy when this, 29-year-old girl is constantly preaching to everybody, follow your heart, live your life, do what's right for you. And it's because I know from experience how debilitating regret is. Real, authentic regret. Like I said, this diagnosis has been my good luck charm. I also deal with a lot of drama because of it. I go blind in my left eye. I've got nerve damage in the left eye and it droops. I use Botox to have it lifted up so it kind of balances it out a little bit, but you can probably see that it looks different to my right eye. The right side of me is entirely nerve damaged. This is my tremor. This is my right hand. It doesn't work very well anymore. During periods of high stress and high negative emotion, I lose my walk. This happens without fail. I've got no way around it. And this is why I had to learn how to live my life in the best possible way. Because without learning to control my emotions, without following my heart and making sure that I live each day without any regrets, the MS is affected. I know how it feels to lie in bed and regret everything in life, and I don't want to do that ever again. I don't want to feel that ever again, which is why I preach, follow your heart, follow your heart. This is why I completely transformed my outlook on everything, completely and entirely. And I thought, well, without MS, I would have never started acting. I would have never had the fear that I had about that dream of being an actress knocked off my shoulders. And it's the question mark that did that. My question mark that I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen next week. I don't know how I'm going to progress. I don't know what's going to happen. That knocked all of the fear off me. That knocked all of the sense into me. And it taught me to appreciate life for what it is. Live each day without regrets. Follow your heart. That's all you can do. It's all you can do. And so, to come back to this, is your outlook on life an attitude that you've always had, or did you have to develop it through hardship? I did develop it through hardship. And I feel so lucky and grateful that I was able to, because so many people go through life without having this realization, without truly and authentically understanding how important life is and how important it is to follow your heart, so that one day if you wake up and your hand's taken from you and it's never going to work again, or your leg goes and your doctor says, we have no idea if you're going to walk again. Living this way that I do now ensures that if or when that day comes that it's forever, I'm not going to feel regret. And this is why I am the way I am. This is why I preach the way I do, because that feeling was so hopeless and so debilitating that I don't want anyone to feel that way in life. I don't want anyone to wake up and suddenly they're blind and they can't do anything about it. And they didn't do what they wanted to do in life. They didn't achieve what they wanted to achieve. They didn't follow their heart. They didn't at least try and live their dream. And this is the context now for you all, for why I am the way I am. And I'll always follow my heart now. I'm always going to try and live authentically. And I never want to wake up and feel regret. And I hope that this has cleared up some question marks you might have about me, why I am the way I am. Now you know.